Want to get more expert analysis now and head over to Chris Klem. He's a retired Chief Patrol Agent for U.S. Border Patrol. Chris, it's great to see you again. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, good morning to you. Thank you.
So you've had an opportunity to view what I'm sure are multiple angles of the incident. Again, just to remind viewers, these are all angles that were captured by bystanders on their cell phone. What fundamental questions are you left with after seeing all of the footage?
You know, you bring up a great point, right? We've seen a lot of angles from bystanders, and there's a lot of footage out there. I've seen several takes from when they first engaged or when Alex first engaged with agents. You know, there's some active pushing back and forth, some resistance, him out in the streets. But I'm really focused on the actual encounter when he was, I would just say, actively resisting and almost being assaulted when the agents were, on him, right? He was fighting them. That's the part that's key to me, because that's where everything happens in such a flashpoint. And there's video of a gun being removed. Is that his gun? Is it another agent's gun? So there's some points there that are going to be very, very important. And that investigation is going to play out. I used to always say you don't ever get an award for getting the wrong information out the fastest. And unfortunately, that's the way this world has played out, you know, with the advent of social media and everybody having a camera phone. So we've really got to take a deep breath. There's people mourning right now, and there's people relieved that it wasn't their loved one that was injured or killed. So we've got a long ways to go. But again, it's something that I've got to see. I got to see where that gun, who that gun belonged to, and what happened there. And hopefully we get the results sooner rather than later.
When it comes to the training too, is there typically, Chris, whenever these agents obviously go through their training, are they trained to, when they're encountering an individual who is armed, if they manage to disarm that individual without any further incident, before they take them into custody, do they usually work under the assumption that that person could still pose a threat until they pat them down?
Absolutely. And that training starts pretty much day one of any basic law enforcement academy. Now, I can speak about the Border Patrol Academy 30 years ago that I attended, but we had every quarter, my entire career, 27 plus years, we were doing use of force and firearms training. Yes, the idea is to control the threat. We don't want to have to use deadly force. But to your point, if we've got somebody that's armed, the goal is to disarm them, control them, get them in handcuffs, and then they're not clear until we pat them down. And it's also a rule of thumb, when you pass that subject up who's detained to another officer, you pat them down again, because you want to make sure that they're no longer a threat. And that was the key, and that's always been the key when you were dealing with somebody that has a deadly weapon, or any weapon, whether it's a sharp stick, a knife, or a firearm.
And Chris, you also highlight another really good point here, which is the importance of taking a breath, is to letting an investigation take its course. Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino could not say if Alex actually brandished the weapon and that the investigation was still ongoing. But by the time that he said that, his boss, Secretary Kristi Noem, had already said that it looked like he arrived at the scene looking to inflict maximum damage. And her agency, DHS, had previously posted on social media that he was trying to, quote, massacre law enforcement. So is it too soon to come to that conclusion?
You know, in my opinion, I say yes. But, we are operating under a different time now where, again, back to social media, which can be a great thing, but you also have, I would say, opponents of this administration that are putting out information and omitting information. So I think that both Commander Bovino and the Secretary felt like they needed to get something out there. And I would tell you, again, in my opinion, in this situation, the Secretary should have the most accurate information at the time. Again, she probably doesn't have everything yet because it's still unfolding and it's an investigation. But again, there's a lot of back and forth that's going on between the state of Minnesota and this administration. So I think it's, they're trying to get out there and get the facts as they know them as quickly as possible. I wish, both sides would say, tragic situation, our officers are saved. We're dealing with the loss of a U.S. citizen, and the investigation is playing out. We'll have further information as the facts come out. But unfortunately, today's day and age, we don't see that as often as we should.
Yeah, the importance of hearing from officials information and not speculation. Chris Klem, thank you so much for your perspective, as always. Appreciate your time.
Have a great morning. Thank you.